Hey, what's going on, y'all? So, Tuesday, July 21st, I ordered two Workforce WF-4734s off of the Epson website in their clearance and closeout section. My plan is to replace these two 3640s with these two 4734s, but I have to get it converted over first. That's what I'm working on now. The slim cartridges that fit in the 7710, they don't fit in here without modification. The cartridges that come with it are significantly longer than the ones that come with it. But these right here, I can take this chipboard off and I can see if I can mod it to get to fit down in there. If I do that, I'll be able to make it chipless, and then I should be able to do some sublimation printing on it tonight. So yeah, stay tuned. I'm in the lab here, as you can see, and we'll see if we can get it going. Okay, so I got it to fit in there with my slim set, or the cyan, magenta, and yellow cartridge, and I had a black cartridge from another set that didn't have that double cartridge like this one. It didn't have the double cartridge; it was just the single. So I got that one in here. I was able to get the cartridge over top of the nozzle so it can draw ink. I just had to use these cardboard shims that I made to put pressure on it to make sure that they don't move. Again, we don't need the chips. I took the chips off because we're going to be going to a chipless firmware, and so I don't need the chips. I just need to make sure that the cartridge sits over top of the nozzle, and it looks like these guys will close all the way down. It'll close all the scanner unit. Will close all the way down on top of it. So hopefully the carriage will move back and forth. I'll turn it on here in a second to see if this will unlock and move over here to the side. And once that happens, I'll go ahead and start seeing if I can install the drivers and the software for it. Stay tuned. Okay, it's asking me to install the ink cartridges that came with it. Of course, we're not going to do that. So it did turn on. The carrier did unlock and move across. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and try to install the firmware at this point. While it's at this screen, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it with this error here or this initialization screen here. Not sure if it'll be able to transfer, but we'll give it a shot. If not, we'll throw the original ink in there and set it up with that, and then come back and put our sublimation cartridges back in there. Stay tuned. Alright, so got to the point where it's starting to write the firmware. I'm gonna see if it completes, and then we're gonna verify it. If it verifies, then we should be good to go. And we'll see if we can get some prints going tonight. All right, so we are back. So it didn't let me put the cartridges in there and initialize the printer. It had to use the original ink cartridges that were in there. So what I'm gonna do is get this started and see if we can flip out these cartridges and put the sublimation cartridges in there modified. Nope. Close scanner unit. I gotta hit next. Alright. Alright, so let's see what we got. Alright, so I'm gonna take these out one by one. ink these mugs out. Now I was able to run the software and get the Chipless firmware installed. So what I'm gonna do now is go back to rigging up these cartridges here to fit in there with those cardboard shims and everything that I had made earlier. So go ahead and stop it here and come back. All right, so it looked like we got the replacement completed. Look in here, it's that rigged setup that I got. So what I'm gonna do now is close this back down. It's indicated that the ink is completed. Replace blah blah blah. It's saying that the replacement's completed. There we go. So we'll go ahead and okay that out, and we'll go home. So now I'm gonna go back to the printer, the computer, and print some stuff out and see if it'll print. Well, actually, I gotta clean the heads first and purge all that initialization ink out of the head now. So shouldn't take too long. I'll do a couple of them, then I'll do a purge, and then I'll come back when I'm actually printing something that we can press. Show you guys that it worked. All right. All right, so we got our whatever this you want to rigged up cartridges going. Got it printing a purge sheet right now. Get some of that original ink that we had to initialize it with. Get that flushed out of the print head. So yeah, we'll go ahead and let this finish up. I'll probably do a ink charge after, and get this thing going, good to go. So yeah, it's doing this thing. Looks like the Chipless firmware took. So now we just have to wait until, like I said, to get the rest of that ink out of there. And once it transfers over, we should have another printer that we can use for things like small things, license plates, phone cases, masks, things like that. So we'll get the rest of this ink out of here, this pigment ink out of here, and then we'll do a test print with some sublimation art. Alright, so we got the black and white print done. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do a color print. Got one coming out, just finished. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and transfer this over here. I'm gonna let it sit underneath my heat press for about a good, I don't know, a good 30 seconds to a minute. Then I'll go ahead and get the substrate ready and get it put on there and let it press. And we're gonna be pressing at 200 degrees Celsius, 60 seconds. It's about 396 degrees or something like that. My math could be off, but we'll have that on there for about a minute, and we'll see how it does with color. So far, so good. All right, so let's see what we got here. This thing up. Alright. So yeah, there it is. I mean, I still gotta mess with some of the colors. But you know, I paid, actually, the colors are actually alright. A little dark right there, but yeah, the printer works. There it is in color, black and white. 4734. I got this off of clearance at the Epson, the Epson website. Clearance and closeout. I bought two of them. I think I paid like a total of $175 for both of them, and I just bought them on Monday. So we're already set up to go sublimation if we need to. Again, it won't do the wide formats. It's just good enough for 8.5 wide. But good for starting out. Good if you need a backup for something. But yeah, it could be done. Just Yeah, I don't know. I'm just rambling right now. But anyway, yeah, it could be done